everybody, welcome. I'm doing Alex, welcome. So basically, in this reading, this is going to be for a Wednesday's, so, Wednesday's tarot card reading, and this is the way it goes. So, the way how this is, the way how it's going to be in that, the way how it goes, it's going to be very sincere about what's happening in that portion. The way how this is going to be in that, designated of how it's going to be in that way, because it's going to be very interesting in that, in the way how it goes. So you have to understand that the way how this is, the way it's going to be very interesting indeed. We have to understand about our own way about knowing what to do, and when it's very practical and it's very sincere and it's very biological estimation on how everything is, you have to understand about what's going on. Right? We have to believe what it takes. So, about all the way, about this whole entire way, you have to understand what's happening in that way, and you think that, okay, everything seems to be fine, alright, I know what to do. But then it's like, how would you understand that? How would you going to be imposing that situation and saying, well, this is going to be very interesting. This is not true. This is the way of how it is, right? This is the way it seems to be. And you have to understand the way of how it goes in that theory. You have to understand about how you're going to be having your own motives of understanding it, right? It's the way of how it's going to be, right? So you have to understand about what's going to be happening. You have to understand about the way how this is, the way how you're going to do exactly what it is. And you have to do exactly what you're going to be, like be responsible, be how you're feeling, be how you're going to understand that. Because the way how this is, you have to be sincere. You have to dedicate what you want, and how you're going to, the way how this is, right? So you have to understand the way how it's going to be in that way about knowing what to do, and you think that, okay, well, everything seems to be fine. So you have to understand that. But the way how this is, the way how you're going to do it, you have to believe what's going on. You have to think about the way how it goes. You have to do exactly what it's told to do. But the way how this is going to be very interesting. So the way it's going to be, that's how it is. So we're going to look at what's going on in this situation, because it's going to be very interesting indeed. And this is the way it kind of happens in that diagram, because the way how this is, the way how you're going to be focusing on how it's going to be in that way, it's like how it's going to be in that dialogue, and how it's going to be. So you have to understand what's happening in that format, in the way how this is, and this is the way it seems to be. So this is the way it kind of goes. So here we go. So we have to understand about this whole entire reading, because I'm going to tell you all, is this Six of Pentacles reverse, there's no kindness. This is like being rude, being disrespectful, the way how it is. So you have to understand that. There are circumstances that you must learn first. The Ten of Swords reverse, there's no conclusions, there's nothing about that, right? That's the way it seems to be, right? The Five of Cups is up, right? There's grief here, because you're being sad, you're whimpering, you don't know what to do, because that's the way it goes. It's like, why I need to do this, why I need to understand that, because that's how it goes. The Queen of Wands reverse, there's no charisma, there's anything like that. The King of Wands reverse, there's no passion, there's not the way how it goes. And the Four of Wands is up, right? There's celebrations, because you're celebrating on something. And it's very interesting about how it's going to be, but this is going to be like how it's going to be like almost like a rebound, a rebirth, a way of how it goes, right? You understand that. And you have to believe that when things to be in that perspective, that's how it goes. So the way how this is the way it seems to be. So I'm going to go from the King of Wands all the way to the Six of Pentacles. So let's see. So Nine of Swords is upright. There's trauma. The Star reverse, there's no inspiration. Nine of Swords reverse, there's no trauma. And the Knight of Cups is upright. There's romance. Yeah, because that's the way it goes. And when you do that, it's like, okay, well, I don't know how to put this in action. I don't know how I'm going to do it, because that's the way it seems to be. It's like, why I need to have this in the way how it goes. It's like, you have to understand about the way how this is, the way how you can interpret wisely. You have to know exactly what it takes. It's like, okay, I know what to do. Alright, I got this. but then how would you do it? How would you be sincere, right? That's the way it seems to be. And you have to go with the flow. You have to understand about the way how it's going to be in that way, and thinking, well, I know what to do, but then you have to understand that, right? It's like you have to believe what it takes in that way, right? It's like, how would you understand that to emphasize of what you're going through, because the way how it happens, right? That's the way it kind of goes. So you have to understand the way how this is, the way how you're going to do it. That's the way it goes, right? That's the way it seems to be, and you have to understand that, right? So when things to be in that perspective, that's the way it goes, right? You have to move along, and you have to do exactly what it seems to be. So you could deal with another Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You could deal with another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You know, that's the way it goes, right? That's how it seems to be. What's this 10 of Swords all the way to this Queen of Wands? The Devil reverse, there's no obsessions. The Page of Pentacles reverse. The Moon is upright. The 10 of Wands is upright. And the Fool is upright. Yeah, so there is change here. There's burdens here. There's misrepresentations here. But the way how this is, it's like how you're going to do that. How you're going to be who you are and understand that, right? This is the way it seems to be. It's like why I need to understand that, because that's how it goes, right? So when you have to understand the way how this is, it could be interesting. So you could be dealing with another Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. You could deal with another Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You deal with another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You know, that's how it goes, right? That's the way kind of the way how it is. So let's have something with this Page of Pentacles here. The Six of Swords is upright, yeah, because there's movement here, right? Because you're walking, you do exactly what it is, but then that's the way it seems to be. So it's like, how would you understand the way how this is, right? This is the way it seems to be. You're trying to not get a mini pause, whatever it is, but then how would you do it, right? How it's going to be. Let's have something like this for once here. The King of Cups, there's no support. The Three of Swords, right? There's heartbreak, yeah, because you're basically saying that that the universe is trying to say something to you. Even this reading is saying that you're having heartbreak, you're feeling sad, you don't know what to do. But then how would you do it? How would you going to understand that, right? It's like you're facing your own beliefs about the left, right, and center, right? That's how it goes. So you have to understand what the way how this is. So let me see what's going on in the middle of this situation. The Nine of Swords, sorry, yeah, because there is trauma here. There's basically how it is. So it's like, why are you doing it? Why are you going to instigate about what's going on? So it's like, how would you do that in that way? And that's how it seems to be. So what's in the middle of this situation? The Hermit is right, yeah, because there's solitude. But you're looking for a soulmate, that's the way it goes. What's on the left side? The Chariot reverse, there's no progress. The Empress is over, there's nourishment. The Star reverse, there's no inspiration. The Moon is upright, there's misrotations here. That's the way it goes, right? So it's like, why are you doing this? Why it's very how it is, right? This is the very interesting, like, this is not, you know, hostile, whatever it is, right? That's how it goes, right? So what's happening with this Moon situation here? Devil reverse, there's no obsessions. The High Priestess reverse, you're not using your voice. The Temperance reverse, there's no healing. But the Hermit is upright, there's solitude. Yeah, you're looking for a soulmate. So when you're looking for a soulmate, you know what it is, but then how you're going to go with the flow. That's why it seems to be. It's like you're trying to interact of how you're feeling. That's the way it seems to be. It's like, okay, you know what to do. Alright, this is the way it seems to be. What's happening in this right side here? The Chariot is upright, there's progress. The Moon is upright, there's misrotations. The Tower is upright, there's transformation. Yeah, because everything's changing, right? That's the way it goes. It's like, how would you do that in that way? You know, that's the way it seems to be. So you have to understand the way how this is, the way how it is in that moment. It's like how it's going to be in that way, right? It's like how you're going to do what it takes because you know what to do. And when it's that way about knowing, it's like, okay, I know what to do, I got this, but then it's how I'm going to understand, right? That's the way it seems to be. And when that occurs, you have to understand about the way it happens. So let's see what the universe is saying here. So let me go from the middle to the left, middle to right. So the Queen of Pentacles here is there's no stability. Five of Cups, sorry, there's grief. Queen of Wands reversed, there's no charisma. The Strength card reversed, there's no bravery. The Two of Swords reversed, there's no crossroads because you already know which path you're going to take. So when you have no bravery, you're being scared, right? It's like, why I'm doing this? That's how it goes. So what's happening with this Two of Swords here? The Three Pentacles, sorry, because you want excitement. The Ace of Swords reversed, there's no anxiety. But the King of Pentacles, sorry, you want security. You know, that's the way it goes. It's like how you're going to do that in that way, right? That's how it's going to be. So you're trying to be practical of knowing what to do. That's the way it goes. What's on the right side? Three Cups, sorry, there's celebrations. A1, sorry, there's speed. The Seven Pentacles reversed, there's no vision because you already have a career. And the Page of Swords, right there is education. Yeah, because you're being educated. You know what to do. You know how it's going to be. This is the way it seems to be. It's like how you're going to understand that in that way, right? It's like how you're going to do that in that perspective because that's the way it seems to be. What's in the middle of the situation? For once is up right there, celebration. Okay, so let me see. Let me clarify with the celebration card of the Four of Wands. The Six of Pentacles here, there's no kindness. The Three of Swords here, there's no heartbreak. The Pentacles here, there's no perfection. The Hierophant is right, there's guidance. Yeah, so when you have, you're being mean, you're being rude, you're being disrespectful, the way how this is, it's like how you're going to do that because you have to understand that, right? So you have to understand that the way how this is, the way how you're going to understand, it's like how it's going to be. So before I let you all go, try to pay attention about this whole entire reading. Try to pay attention about what's going on because you have to focus about, try to stay happy or try to like stay positive and everything else. If you're being negative and you're drawing to your own self and all that stuff, it's like, why are you facing like that? Like, why are you acting like you're being mean or you're being disrespectful or whatever it is? It's like your energy needs to be your own priority. That's the way it goes, right? Because there is a silver lining to every situation. That's the way it goes, right? So when you do that, you have to understand that. It's like how you're going to do that in that perspective. The way how it seems to be. The way how it's going to be occurred. Because that's the way it goes, right? It's like how you're going to do that. So you have to understand the way how you feel, the way how you're going to act, the way how you're going to be sincere. Because you know what it means. You know how it's going to be. And that's the way it kind of is. So you have to understand that, right? So you have to be who you are to understand, because that's the way it goes, right? That's the way it seems to be. So before I let you all go, try to pay attention to what I'm saying, because that's how it is. You have to go with the flow, you have to pay attention, and that's how it goes, right? So you have to understand that, but that's the way it seems to be. So understand how it goes, understand how it seems to be in that way, and that's the way it kind of is. So you have to understand that. But I hope you all like this video. Please give a like. Please leave a comment and enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye for now. Ready. Thanks, and bye.